Yeah. It's your boy back. Fresh off that bed. Boston season. Domain pain. Shout out to my nigga Young Los in the beach, you know. I mean, 2 in the afternoon, man. Sunny day. Strolling through the Soho. Really see the nice pair of shades I like. No, shit was like 2,500. I bought it, fuck it.
Peace to Max B. Wave Guard is home.
Domain pain for you niggas. I'm about to
Wave Guard is home. Let's go.
So, I got the 40 low. Covered up like I'm 40 below. 7 in with like 40 to go. Or maybe more. Pay me for. I'm the waviest of all. Got the black one, white one. Even keep a slim bitch. They all stick together. And they got a good friendship. Closet so expensive. Andrew on cold hard. And if I'm smoking that haze, there's 40s of that Autobahn. No, I got that Audemars. Lucas. He ain't shit without match. The music need a booster. Hopefully you screaming like a rooster. Sweep the nigga body off the stoop like a super. Nigga, I'm the future. Nigga, I'll be used to the finest shit. I don't do the urban. I only do designer shit. I only do the Gucci, Louis, Fendi, Prada. Bigger brothers of him. I run up in your mama. Run up with the llama. Pop at any nigga, take any dog. Dump a dub. I'ma fill this nigga with slugs. I seen this nigga in the club out in Jersey. Seen the team looking like they would've hurt me. But things to the front line. You only gotta tell them focus up one time. Nigga, I be trying to duck the one time. You smoking with 30 niggas for one time. Here we go. So once you niggas roll up a big fat bag of the sour. You can't stop the grace of the nigga way, baby. Every hour. Got green and I got power. Plus you know we got that product. Nigga, we getting chips while y'all getting naked. Baby, motherfucker. Yeah. On the stroll, on the strip nights. Bitches on the dick light. Big light. Cherry lip gloss. Get your lips right. Get your lips wet. I'm not dipset. Now nigga, I'm green game. Rolling in the mean chain range. I leave you holy in the cheese lane. Holy moly, go fuck yourself. Please change it. For the better max, do it for your boy. He was riding into the max, do it for a toy. I be moving like I'm Floyd. Right jab, left jab, 90 big with the shit. Harlem had the best cabs. AJ Lester's the best rag. $120 then, that was big money. That was like a 2010. I was getting money when Reagan was in office. VP on your coffin, round like an orphan. Lime in the coffin, bitches off the mosh pit. Love me out in Boston. Here we go. Love you once you niggas roll up a big fat bag of the sour. You can't stop the grace of the nigga way, baby. The hour. Get clean and I got power. Plus you know we got that product. Nigga, we getting chips while y'all getting naked. You niggas all pissed off in the game.
Shout out to Max B.
Bigger Bell shit. Back with that domain pain.
You know how we do.
Young Los.
We Web3 wavy out here.
Niggas ride that wave. Fuck with your boy.
You heard? Web3 wavy.
Oh man. Hey, Big Tone. Gon' flip these niggas upside down. Jiggle that change out they pocket. Know what I mean?
Ow.
The gang green, baby.
Gang green, baby.
Oh man.
Y'all already know, man.
It's like, see, we all medicate our pain some ways.
Y'all ain't ready for that. Walk the streets, Max B. Walking them streets.
Something you can't do, baby.
Bigger Bell, welcome home. Let's go.
Them niggas need to hit me with my pen. I want it down, I'ma ride on this bitch until I get it. I'm coming down to the studio. We know where you be, you got high, but you can't. But get that bitch from me, hell man, come jealous like a little bitch. Special money, Maxie, I really want you. I just wanna start a little family. Bitch, what you talking about? Your daddy think I'm a pimp and your mama can't stand me. Can't date, put her on the birthday. Fuck it to P3, niggas is getting thirsty. Slip same damn it, that's my joint, man. When you tryna pull it out, she said my dick is the best. So when you tryna pull it out, all my niggas put it out, put it up, now whisper it in the air. And tell me, is it good enough? Shorty couldn't front it, but she didn't make. Pump a steady picture, man. Got me ducking the buzz, somebody gonna get you, man. Just let me live my life with you. Let me live my life with you. I'm complicated, every nice to you. Little nigga, you just saying I won't ride with you. Never seen a nigga prolific like the Vegas, so let it go. I know bigger than my brother. He told me keep the pressure on these niggas, never trust them. They test you, motherfucker, niggas either getting big, spoke the stroll. He said, nigga, man, watch them niggas you with. Then he lit up a hell, gotta give him that. Nigga, man, enough, nigga, bounce back.
How we do?
Blow a house back, see the boy finally on the shit. He showing his show.
It's the last song before we go into TCK, baby.
Looking like his daddy back in 80 when he was just a baby. One day he could be a star, just like his papa was. Only folks with this out, but that's how I get a proper buzz. Let me tell you how I was. Wild little nigga in the street, nigga don't sleep, running from the police. OG told me, step on niggas, had to get to the top. Nigga, we don't stop, nigga, we gon' pop. Just let me live my life with you. Let me live my life with you. I'm complicated, every nice to you. Shit, little nigga, you just saying I won't ride with you. You ain't never seen a nigga prolific like the Vegas, so let go. To me, go, man. Oh, man. Shout to my boy, Young Los, on the beat.
Boy, Max B is back. Max B is back. You already know. I had to set it off with Bigger Bell.
So wavy.
So wavy, Web3 wavy, baby. Y'all already know how we do. Let's go. Boy, amped up today, man. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's going on, y'all? What's going on, y'all? What's going on, y'all? Y'all already know how we do. It's your boy T.Gold. I'm in the building. We got my guy Just Cheeze in the building. I'm feeling turned up. I'm feeling great. It's a spectacular weekend. Got a lot of stuff done. We over here cooking. Shout out to Marlon Williams, founder of ABC. You know what I mean? His birthday was yesterday. You know, so he's out there celebrating his birthday with his family. He got a family reunion he's attending right now. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Marlon and his family, man. You know, thank you for everything you have done for everybody here at ABC. Thank you for establishing the Atlanta Blockchain Center and Starter Labs. You know what I'm saying? So I'm super, super happy about that. And man, it was a great amount of people that came through and showed love to Marlon and expressed how much he meant to them. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy about this. So on top of that, man, we wrapped up a good week, man. It was a good week. We got my guy Just Cheeze right next to me.
What's up, man?
What's going on, Cheeze? How you doing, man?
Good.
Good. Now, if y'all watching us on YouTube and Instagram, shout out to NFTia. We got Nova here. Nova's holding it down. You know what I'm saying? So that is the official mascot for what? Skylark?
Yeah, for a number of things.
Yeah, and for ABC too, man. So yeah, man. That's the K9, man. Shout out to all of our dog lovers, man, the dog owners out there. I really love dogs too, man. So Nova's a good dog, man. You know? So Cheeze, man, how you doing, man? How was your weekend? You know, what's going on with you?
My weekend has been pretty eventful. If you start with Friday, Tia, myself, and Ashley, we were RC approached us with the opportunity to come and speak at Emory University about AI.
Dope.
So it was the Emory University Atlanta Black Business Institute,
No doubt.
and so those individuals were in their MBA and doctorate programs, and they hold this session once a year to bring, whether it's entrepreneurs or PhD or MBA students through under Emory, right, and give them these experiences that they can learn, almost like, I'm not even gonna say that. I was gonna say like invest for I'm not gonna say that. Nah. But anyway.
Well, shout out to EYL. We gotta shout them out.
Yeah, shout out. But I was just saying, like, it's a single day experience, and I was just honored to be a part of that and be able to speak on how people can utilize AI in their productivity and in their business and productivity. So that was a great experience. And then outside of that, you were there, so we all just went over to the bookstore afterwards and kicked it, and we had some good conversations today, some very fruitful conversations today.
Yeah, man. So I'm gonna just tell you like this, man. We got so much stuff cooking up. I'm so excited about the future of what we got going on with Mint and Marquee. For those that don't know, that is our 3D printing company. So we got some dope items we printed already. We gave Marlon a bunch of items for his birthday. We had people participate at our bookstore gallery event, the escape room event that we had on Halloween. So the people who participated and their team members, they got their Bitcoin gnomes, so that was dope. And then we gave away some 3D printed items for people with the best costumes. So shout out to Kyle, shout out to Justin, shout out to Rashad, shout out to Danielle, all of the people at the bookstore gallery where we hold our monthly events. Speaking of 3D printing, can we announce it now? Might as well, right?
Yeah, we can announce it.
All right. If y'all interested in 3D printing, we're having a workshop Friday the 21st.
Friday the 21st, yes.
That's right. At the bookstore gallery. We're going to be promoting that shortly. You will be seeing the flyers. So if you're interested, pull up, man. Pull up. It's going to be super lit, man.
You got to bring a toy or some type of food. Right now we're people. You see what's going on in the country, and we're heading into Thanksgiving, right? You got to bring something you got to bring some type of food or toy product.
That's right. Everybody knows what's going on in this country, man. So we trying to give back, man. Little toy drive, some food or whatever, man. So just bring whatever you can donate to people who might be going through it right now this holiday, So yeah, man. We had so much great ideas and dialogue today talking about what we're gonna be cooking up for 3D printing. I can't wait for y'all to pull up and experience what we're gonna be doing for y'all. And just having great conversation at that place. I really like the bookstore gallery and the people that come through there, man. It's some very brilliant people that come through there, man. Shout out to the guy we met today, man. His name is Peter Williams, man. Shout out to Peter Williams, man. Shout out to that guy, man. He's a brilliant brother, man. Graduated from MIT. You know what I'm saying? He actually worked at NVIDIA for a hot second. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was dope too, man. So also, we got a shout out to NFTia. She's not here today. She's on mom duty, holding it down. She took her son to a birthday party today. You know what I mean? So shout out to NFTia. And yeah, I just want to say all of y'all did a great job at Emory University. It was an honor to just see you guys up on stage talking about AI and just the amount of people that came to you guys afterwards to ask questions. Y'all were there for at least another hour just chopping it up with people. And I was able to network with some folks too out there too. So, I was able to capture some footage, got some video footage. Y'all can go to the YouTube and check out the video from this past Friday. And yeah, man, I'm gonna be posting some photos up on the social medias, so you guys can check that out, So how we do every Sunday. We gotta shout out some of the collectibles we got on the table here, So today we got one mic. I don't know why the other mic ain't get charged, but today we got one mic, so we gotta pass this one around. But we got the Doodles Fruit Loops boxed out here. I got a dope Doodles Fruit Loops hoodie, That's super fly. So that was the airdrop that I got to my wallet just for owning that that little box right there. You know what I mean? So I was happy about that. Shout out to Doodles and Luca Nets. Excuse me, that's Pudgy Pangles, because that's the next item we got up here. Y'all know y'all see the inflatable. Y'all can't get the inflatable, so it's exclusive. We got that at East Denver. And you see the Pudgy Penguins vinyl. You know, we got the figure right there, so that's super dope. Then we got the Clips box set. We can't forget about the Clips box set. You know, so shout out to the Clips. They got nominated for a Grammy, man. I hope they get it, because that album is phenomenal.
Five nominations.
That's right, that's right. So, and they had an ill flex. They performed in front of the Vatican, man. So nobody has ever done that before as far as in our culture. So that was dope to see. And shout out to our guy, Lawrence, from NFT Energy Drink. We got the cans out here. He came through as Pinky during our Halloween session, so that shit was funny as hell. You know what I'm saying? Pinky from the Friday After Next, you know? So happy birthday. What was that? Merry Christmas, Knuckle. You know what I mean? Merry Christmas, Knuckle. That's what he was. So he had the wig on. He was keeping it pimping. I was keeping it pimping. I was St. Louis slick. You know what I mean? Out there pimping, out there with the white suit. So it was fun, man. I had a great time, man. You know, sometimes you just gotta laugh at yourself.
I was Biggie.
That's right. Cheese was Biggie. He had the crown, the 3D printed crown and everything.
3D printed crown.
You know what I'm saying? So that was super live. And yeah, my daughter, she was a fairy, man. So that was dope, man. We had a few people with some dope costumes. So shout out to everybody who participated in that. And also on the table, you see the picture of John Ossoff. That's a Georgia senator right there with our guys, Aunt Mathis and Christopher Powell. All right, so they was out there in D.C. helping to get that Stablecoin Genius Act legislation passed. You know what I mean? So they're in the history books. You know, Marlon was out there too. You know, so that was a good look. And on top of that, you got my Singularity Sentience on the table. You know, these things are flying, man. I already had 2 sales off of these, man. You know what I mean? So get you one of these. And there's a feature where you can tap it and then pull up the NFT feature. You know, so shout out to the buyers of the Singularity Sentience, my NFT collection. And shout out to Nas with the Mass Appeal collaboration on the Marvel comic book I got here. This is super exclusive, so I'm glad I got that. And last but not least, Greg Mike. You know, we got the water bottle that he designed. Superfly, he got the ABV gallery down there, man. So he got some events. Cheese, you been out there yet?
Nah, I have not.
Nah, man. We gotta pull up, man. It's a dope event. I know you're gonna like it, man. I know you're gonna like it, man. You have several events. So yeah, man. That's all of the items we got on the table. You know, so we stay Web3 wavy, and you know we set off the session today with Max B, because the wave god is free. He is the person who coined the phrase wavy, just being fly, extra fly. Oh. That's what wavy means. You know what I'm saying?
So did Sue Surf get free too?
I don't know. He might have got free, but I definitely know Max B is free. He's home. He was greeted by his kids. He was greeted by French Montana. I ain't seen him since that Diddy trial. You know, He got out the country and got engaged to a princess, Saudi Arabia or something.
Oh, like I think he might have misstated.
Yeah. So, man, there's been a lot going on. So we set it off with Max B. And I can't wait for him to cook up some new music, man. He featured on a song on Wiz Khalifa's Cushion Orange Juice 2. That was a great album. But Max B had a dope verse on there. And I appreciate Wiz just putting that on his project, man. Just let the people know that Max still got it. After 17 years, Max still got it. So shout out to Max B, the Wave God. You know, we stay Web3 wavy over here. Cheese got on, you know, the ABC sweater that I designed. You know what I mean? The Web3 DJ sweater. You know, you see the backside over there on the chair if you're watching from YouTube and Instagram. So that's all of the DJ terms that we be using. Not all of them, it's just some of them, you know what I mean? That's how we stay Web3 wavy out here, you heard? So yeah, man. So that was some of the housekeeping items. So you want to get into it, Cheese? You ready to get into it, brother?
Let's get into it.
All right. And we got somebody in the cut back here. You know, she may or may not pop in the video. You know what I mean? She may or may not pop up on our spaces. You know what I'm saying? But hey, if she does, it's gonna be extremely phenomenal because she's brilliant in this space. So I don't want to blow up a spot, but she's in here when she feels comfortable enough. We're gonna have her, you know, pull up if she wants to. All right. So we got Easy Money Esquire. What's going on, brother? How you doing? I'm putting you up on stage early. Man, you gave a call last week on our pod. I hope y'all got that Stand with Crypto token. It was at $250,000 and now it's at $1 million. So you could have had like a 300%, more than 300% run up on your investment just in 1 week. You know what I mean? Tapping into the pod. Appreciate that, brother. What's going on? How you doing?
Man, what up, man? Just very outcast-like today, just crumbling herb. You know what I mean? Nah, man. Shout out to TCK episode 91. I'm gonna hold it down for NFTia, man. I'm gonna be the impromptu
co-host. You got it.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that, bro. Thank you, man, for being an avid listener and giving us some game, man. So, yo, we gotta jump right into it. We usually save the meme coin talk for last, but I gotta give you your props, brother. You caught another one, man. You caught another one. That Stand with Crypto token. There's no affiliation with the actual organization. Shout out to Aunt Mathis. Shout out to Mason Leno. Shout out to Tamara Schultz. But yo, you made that call, brother. It was a $250,000 market cap, and I checked it today. It's at $1 million.
Yeah, I mean, it's been volatile for sure. But yeah, man, I mean, NFA always, man. You know what I mean? I was just on here just educating people on stuff that's going on. Meme coin space has been crazy, man. Like, I ain't going, I know you got your topics and everything, so. But, yeah, I think we're actually about to enter an interesting time, not just meme coin related, but I'm sure y'all seen it. You know, your boy DJT announced that each American that is not I don't know how they phrase high income or whatever, or higher earner, but supposed to be getting a $2,000 stimmy as a dividend from these tariffs, man. So I remember last time they ran it, money printer was on, in 2020, 2021. So, I mean, these times is happening. I know everybody been kind of bearish, not everybody, because, we permanent bullish, but a lot of people been bearish recently, man, and it's, starts to be a really good fourth quarter. I feel like everything is starting to really pop off, and everything that has been positioning and has been in the works is we'll start to see the manifestations and fruit of that this fourth quarter and moving forward for sure, man.
Nah, great point. Go ahead, Cheese.
Nah, it's interesting you said that because I also read that there was going to be an injection of like almost $1 trillion into the economy. I didn't know if it was going to trickle down in the form of stimulus checks or whatever the case is. That's what I read that part.
Nah, that's a great point, man. Hopefully that will happen, and honestly, because Trump sees what's going on right now. He obviously know that the government shut down, and he keep trying to blame the Democrats. And right now, I think it was partial payments that was supposed to go out, but one of the Supreme Court justices, the black woman who's a Supreme Court justice, she said, there isn't enough funding to put this out. I think it was only going to be like $5 billion, and they needed $9 billion. That's how much it costs to fund SNAP every month. So, man, she shot it down. That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy, man. So
that's why they need that blockchain to eliminate all those additional fees that's being generated when they running those SNAP programs. That's really that's what's expensive.
That'd actually be pretty fire. They set an LP up for if they was trading, the SNAP one or whatever. That'd be crazy if they said that. Man, see, we ain't gonna over talk it because the tokenization and everything.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
what I'm saying, exactly.
Nah, man, great points, man. So we will continue to monitor the situation and see if your boy Trump will cut them stimmies, $1 trillion, though, that's a lot of money, man. So hopefully we won't have the same situation where we had, pretty much like hyperinflation because of all of that money that they kicked out. The difference is they printed out like 40% of the money circulating. That was the problem. They cut 40% in less than a year. It was crazy, all of the money that they gave to everybody, but that's what ran all of the prices up. So we will monitor the situation, man. But B, thank you for that point, man. So, yeah, man, let's get into it, man. The first topic, I thought this was dope because we talk a lot about Kalshi. We talk a lot about Poly Market. Well, now Google will soon display
prediction market odds from Kalshi and Polymarket on Google Finance, letting users view real-time probabilities for events like GDP growth or elections. So the move could expose millions to the platforms, which face legal scrutiny over whether their event contracts qualify as gambling. Okay, so Kalshi is the only regulated prediction market, and that's regulated by the CFTC, argues that it can operate nationwide, while Polymarket, currently view only for U.S. users, plans to launch domestic betting soon. So lawmakers warn these platforms may skirt state gaming laws and risk market manipulation, especially around elections. So another thing I saw, Columbia Business School, they had a study. They said up to 25% of Polymarket's trading may be artificially inflated, raising further concerns about transparency and integrity. So with that being said, that doesn't surprise me because there's bots on pretty much everything. You know what I'm saying? Every social media platform that you go in, there's going to be bots, and these prediction markets is no exception to that. So, but I thought it was interesting. Now Google will display, you know, some of the bets going on Polymarket and Kalshi. So I gotta ask my listeners, I gotta ask my co-hosts, what's your thoughts on Google getting with Kalshi and Polymarket, displaying these bets and everything? And what do you think about the timeline with Polymarket being available in the U.S.? I'm gonna let you take it first, Cheeze.
Just thinking about thinking about Polymarket or Kalshi. Just I'm not necessarily, doesn't matter to me which one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look at it just from the perspective of the fact that this type of data is needed for AI. So it definitely makes sense. Like what it does is it's live training.
Mm-hmm.
Like AI.
Good point.
AI is basically mostly trained on data that happened, right? So how can you use past data to infer future events, right? If you can utilize something like prediction markets, you can see live perspectives, and then you can kind of bake that into your AI models. So for that purpose, mainly, there's value in this happening. Whether it's Polymarket, Kalshi, and who's ready to serve the country, and who's faking up numbers, that's a whole nother conversation. But I agree that probably we're still early. You know, blockchain, crypto, mainstream adoption. We would have to think that some of these numbers are being faked to try and reach the masses, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even, I'm not going to say it, but yeah, even Drake fakes numbers. Yeah.
He told on himself for the battle, man. You know? But yeah, man, that's a great point. You know, that these AI, large language models, need data. And if they can get real-time data, because like you said, to your point, they base their prediction is on past events and past data. Now it's real-time data. That's a great point, man. So I gotta ask my guy B, what's your thoughts on Kalshi, Polymarket, and Google having this partnership, and have you used any of these prediction markets?
Yeah, no, I haven't actually used any of them. I still think the Polymarket one is interesting for several reasons. One, it's not accessible in the U.S. currently, right?
Correct.
To those who may or may not access it, right? I'm not, again, telling you what or not to do, but that's one I think is interesting, because then when you look at even blockchains that are either U.S. based or non-U.S. based, and then when you look at the regulatory clarity, and then you look at who can even access the platform, who's supposed to access it, and then you look at a partnership like Google, one, but then that's, huge company. And then you also look at then Kalshi, then as technically a competitor, right?
Yep.
So you're telling me that a huge corporation is partnering with two competitor blockchain platforms to be able to deliver prediction betting, like Joe said, I think that's where you do see for sure the need and use of AI.
Mm-hmm.
But for sure the use of blockchain, because I think the risk that is posed is we seen it with the NBA, but we don't see it in a lot of other places. Is the risk of like fixed bets and how they rig these markets, and I think that's the risk that we're gonna experience right now, even as it is. But I think the transparency in blockchain and with the tools of some AI can definitely help bring users a lot of trust.
Mm-hmm.
But then even when you look at the timing, like you said, I think the timing is interesting because I was actually just reading some on here talking about how we haven't really seen the bull itself like this cycle, right?
Right.
Just talking about how 2026 is going to be something we've never really seen before and a very positive catalyst. I think all of the writing is on the wall for it to be a very, very cataclysmic year. But again, I think just a short response is interesting because when you then look at how many people will be able to use it in the U.S., it's like, well, damn, why didn't they just allow that the whole time? When you look at the poly market, right? And if I'm not mistaken, Kalshi you can access right now.
That's right.
In the U.S. So yeah, I think again it's interesting. It's like this is interesting. There's a lot of, I would think, like what's the word? If you know in corporate you hear the term non-compete.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a lot of things that conflict or like conflicts of interest. But hey, man, we're in the Wild Wild West still, so it is what it is.
No, that's right, man. Great points, man. So just know that some people and their concerns are legitimate, just like people in Congress. You know, they said they're not a big fan of these prediction markets because they feel like they can have influence on the outcome of elections. So we will monitor the situation. We will see if, you know, our politicians in Washington, will they give poly market, you know, any grief on actually being active again in the U.S. because Kalshi, man, they partnering with a lot of different companies, and also Kalshi, they have a partnership with Robinhood, I believe. So, yeah, man, all of these platforms are starting to integrate prediction markets. Crypto.com, they integrated with Polymarket for prediction markets. So even Trump's platform, World Liberty Financial, he's trying to get into that too. So, yeah, man, this is a thing, and gambling is an addiction if you don't know when to stop. It's just like anything else. So please be careful when you do engage on these platforms, and just know that, man, you know, sometimes you might just want to take a more conservative approach, maybe dollar cost averaging into, you know, the top solid crypto projects, man, you know. So, but I appreciate both of you fellas' thoughts and commentary, man. So there's another thing that we talk a lot about here, and this is tokenized stocks. All right, we talk about this a lot here, but now there's another company that's getting into tokenized stocks. So Bybit Crypto Exchange has partnered with Back Finance to launch tokenized stocks on the Mantle Layer 2 blockchain, allowing users to trade digital versions of major equities like Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, and Strategy. Back's X stocks, already used by Kraken and Solana protocols such as Camino and Radium, has surpassed 1.6 billion in on-chain volume. Through this partnership, users can move assets seamlessly between Bybit and Mantle, boosting liquidity and accessibility. All right. So the move expands Mantle's goal of bridging traditional finance with on-chain assets, transforming tokenized equities into programmable instruments that trade 24/7. That is the benefit of tokenized stocks. I get that question a lot. What's the benefit of having tokenized stocks? The stock market is open from Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, and that's the only time you can trade it. Live trading then. With this, a lot of platforms are now integrating tokenized stocks, and there's another benefit. Even private companies like SpaceX, OpenAI, they can now actually tokenize those private companies too. I don't know the methods, but I just thought that was interesting that they can actually tokenize private companies. So I gotta ask my co-host, what's your thoughts on Bybit now getting into tokenized stocks. And do you think you would get into investing in tokenized stocks? Do you think that's a play you would want to try to involve yourself into?
Yeah, I would. I think it's just like stocks to me, just the different market hours are changeable. I think that's at a basic level, though. I think the more creative use cases for this, where you can have a tokenized stock and then leverage it for collateral for something else, and like we really put DeFi at in tandem with this. I think that's something that is we're still gonna be a while from seeing that type of use cases, and that's where I would also like to say I would like to be interested in exploring that, because I think that could get interesting as well.
Nah, that's a good point. That's a great point. Great point. B, what's your thoughts on tokenized stocks? Have you engaged in trading any tokenized stocks? And to like Cheese's point, some people might use this, for like collateral. So, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, to keep it short and sweet on this one, welcome to the party, brother. The exchanges and the corporations, and then like T says, it's really just the market hours. But then when you also do look at the liquidity that's being wrapped in that, I mean, the liquidity has to flow to some chain, right? So, hey, that's going to bring a lot of liquidity to whatever chains are being traded on for those stocks, for sure.
Nah, that's a fact. So right now, most of the tokenized stocks that I saw, I think most of them are on Solana, but you definitely have some coming to layer 2s like Mantle. We have Avalanche. They got tokenized stocks, and obviously you're gonna have some Ondo. Yes, Ondo, definitely Ondo. I'm sure there's probably some more layer 2s I'm not thinking about on ETH that do tokenizing of assets. So yeah, man, I'm looking forward to this, man. I'm looking forward to seeing how many new investors get into trading tokenized stocks. And then the S&P is going to be tokenized. The NASDAQ going to be tokenized. The Russell is going to be everything is going to be tokenized, like Larry Fink said, man. So yeah, we're definitely looking forward to this, man. So I appreciate both you gentlemen's thoughts and comments on this. Okay? All right. Now, let's talk about stable coins, all right? It's another thing we talk about a lot here, But as you can see, this space is getting a lot of traction, because you're seeing more companies adopting stable coins. But right now, what I thought was interesting, I talked about this Thursday, you had several banks in talks of launching their own stable coin. Well, now guess what? Major blockchain firms, including Fireblocks. Shout out to Fireblocks. Didn't RC work for Fireblocks?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Fireblocks, all right? Because along with Fireblocks, Polygon, Solana, Stellar, Ton, Monad, and Mistin Labs, shout out to Sweet, has formed the Blockchain Payments Consortium, all right, to make stablecoin transactions interoperable across blockchain. Okay, now, the group aims to create shared technical and compliance standards for faster, safer, and more reliable blockchain payments, addressing fragmentation between networks. With over 15 trillion settled on chain in 2024, surpassing Visa and MasterCard, the Blockchain Payments Consortium will also work with regulators and financial institutions to align global payment frameworks. I thought that this is super, super dope, man. As soon as you saw the banks get together and say, we're going to launch a stable coin, now the blockchain companies that are cooking in this space, like Polygon, Solana, and Stellar, and Ton, and Sweet, Mistin Labs is the company behind Sweet, they form their own consortium. All right, so now they're going to have their own stable coin that will be interoperable across these blockchains. I actually love this, and I'm interested what the ticker is going to be, because I saw a lot of weird tickers for stable coins, but I think this was a competitive play, if you ask me. The banks are doing it, so we got to do it here. And I guess They just didn't want USDC and USDT to take up most of the market share when it comes to stablecoins. So I'm interested to see how this plays out. So, Just Cheese, what's your thoughts on this, brother?
Yeah, I think the way you described it is very interesting, right? Because you have the technology and you have some different value propositions, you should probably explore it, right? And what I mean by that is, why do we need this? We got Circle,
Mm-hmm.
we got Tether.
Mm-hmm.
The banks are about to start creating their own,
Mm-hmm.
right? So one thing's for sure is that stablecoins are now fully legal to go work on, and how we there's something about them and how they are going to be able to basically uh, support our treasury economy, right? And the long-term vision around that, how we kind of like the relationship between uh, stablecoins and the bond market,
Mm.
right? And that being a way for us to continue monetizing our debt,
Mm.
right? Um, there could be a silver lining there by which these companies are recognizing the need to have some, like you said, competitive disruption there. So we're not going to rely on one single player Circle. We're not going to rely just on the banks. We're going to see how we can do it together. And honestly speaking,
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of relationships that may have went into making these decisions because Circle is the ecosystem is Ethereum. It's not on this list. Ethereum,
That's a good point.
right? So this is Solana, Fireblocks, Polygon, Stellar, Ton, Monad, Miston Labs. Like they're very much have already been ingraining themselves too into the consumer economy as well. So I'm excited for this, for see what they produce, because this could give rise to retail scenarios. Even remittance fees, because they got all the players. They got Stellar, which is cross country commerce, right? Not commerce, but
Remittance payments.
yeah, remittance payments and that sort of transactions. And you got stuff locally, like you got Miston Labs that have done stuff around retail, consumer, Polygon, same thing, right? These are these. I'll say the last thing I'll say. The other reason why this is necessary is because we went to Google, right? And Google mentioned their blockchain they're working on.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Private one for
private
institutions.
for institutions.
Mhm.
I think there's a problem. I think one of the problems, and this is where privacy meta started to take off too, is that we're all swimming in the same water. Kinda, right? You have institutions moving on chain and swimming and making a splash amongst us, and we haven't really fully like deferred out to like where they're gonna live. And they want to live somewhere where they can't be seen. They want to be in private. They don't want necessarily everybody checking out their business. So private blockchain was always going to be a thing. Just that the ethos of public blockchains kind of got caught the heavier wave because everybody wants transparency. But you can still have transparency, but you have transparency amongst friends. And in some ways, some transparency you don't want, right? Do you want to know that the government is moving their money like this in the event that you are a smaller player? It does not raise certain anxieties and concerns, but you really need not to be concerned because you're probably not as educated on why their money moves with such velocity, right? So basically, in all, what I'm saying is that when it comes to things like this, I think they're going to continue to happen because a stablecoin, if you have the capital to launch a stablecoin and then back it with the debt that's a win for our government, and you can now take these stable coins and you can put them in a part of your own economy.
Great point. Cheese, you cooked, man. You cooked on that. You smoked that. I think B, I might have to send you another request to put you up on stage, brother. Got you as the co-host. Got you up on stage. So the floor is yours. The floor is yours. Just what's your thoughts on stable coins, and what's your thoughts on all of these blockchains getting together to launch theirs to be a competitor to what these big banks are doing? Oh man, they got him dropped down again. All right, I gotta bring him up on the stage again. I don't know why they dropped him down. All right, I got my guy, Easy Money. As soon as he gets situated, we got him up on stage.
Yo, here.
Yes, sir. His floor is yours, brother.
Okay, man. Nah, I don't know what happened, but with the different blockchains and privacy, with these companies that, like you said, they've already been doing things, so they eventually will need to be more transparent to, I think, get more retail trust, but to the benefit of privacy, like Zcash been going crazy.
That's right.
But then Binance just also did something to where they're not allowing like, withdrawals or some shit again, or they're blacklisting addresses that have interacted with Zcash.
Really?
Due to some of the things that Binance got charged with the AML stuff. So
good point.
it's all interesting, slippery slope stuff. But I think like we were going back to even with the stocks, and then going back to what you were saying, like they're gonna have to park somewhere. Privacy, even if it is through some type of wrap or some type of roll up or whatever, they're still gonna use. Well, I can't say they have to, but there's gonna be chains that if they want to do certain things that they are gonna have to use. Like they can only be private for so long, unless they are trying to also dominate the public spaces like they're doing in Web2 right now.
Good point, man. Y'all both make great points on that. You know, there's different perspectives on stable coins, the use cases, the advantages, the disadvantages. I really appreciate both you fellas' thoughts on that, man. Thank y'all. So yeah, man, we will monitor the situation. We will see what this ticker will be for this stable coin, for this blockchain payments consortium, and we will keep y'all posted. All right. So we're sending out a warning, red flag. If you happen to see a Hyperliquid app spotted on a Google Play Store, don't click on it. It's a fake app. All right. So, you know, we have to have these security talks in here, you know. Do your own research, not financial advice. You know, for every meme coin play and every, you know, crypto that we talk about that we are fans of, but you got to do your research, right? But just be careful, because Hyperliquid has been going crazy. So there's a fake Hyperliquid app that has been discovered on the Google Play Store that is posing a major threat to crypto users by mimicking the design of the real platform to steal wallet details. So once the victim enters their recovery phrases, scammers drain their crypto accounts. So blockchain investigator, we talked about him. He got a partnership with Binance. Shout out to Zach XBT. So blockchain sleuth Zach XBT alerted the community to the app, criticizing Google's failure to quickly remove it. All right, so he even posted the wallet that's linked to the scam. I'm not going to say that address because y'all already know these wallet addresses are super long, but she's going to post the link and y'all can actually click on the article and see that address. All right, so a similar incident occurred last month on Apple's App Store, where a fake trading app stole about 28K from users. Okay, so experts urge users to download apps from official websites, verify the developer's name, and read the user's reviews. Okay, just know that there's all kind of schemes in crypto. YouTube just cracked down on those fake AI videos that was promoted by like Michael Saylor or people from Ripple, like Brad Garlinghouse, telling you to you send in your crypto, we're gonna match it by doubling the amount that you put in. Like there's all kind of schemes. So I'm glad YouTube cleaned that up. But I'm glad crypto sleuths like Zach XBT does his job. He stays on his job. He was even on his job when, Marlon got caught up with that North Korea hack here. You know what I'm saying? They didn't hack, they actually posed as actual, legitimate developers in this space, and they actually took advantage of Marlon. So, but that was a drop in the bucket, because guess what? As soon as he got hit for that mill, he opened up ABC. So that was a dope flex,
That was
man.
a long time ago.
That was a long time ago. So that was like what, 2021 or something like that? Yeah. So, but just know that, man, even if you're a veteran in this space, you can be taken advantage of. So especially, for novices, the noobs, the people who are new to this space, man, there's so many things that you guys have to be aware of. And any links, let's say you got a Coinbase account and then all of a sudden you get an email from Coinbase, they're not going to reach out to you like that unless you already reached out to them. So
I got a story though.
But yeah, go ahead, Cheese, man. We just got to make sure that people are very vigilant and keep their eyes and ears open for these fake apps, right? Cheese, what's your thoughts, man?
Yeah, so I mean here, I don't really have much to say on the app, but I just had much to say on the needs for education, right? So one day last year I was here at the Blockchain Center. I might have told some people this story already, but somebody was knocking on the door, on that side door over there. So I came out, I got around, and I opened the door. I said, how can I help you? He said, is this the blockchain? I said, this is the Atlanta Blockchain Center. He said, oh, okay, so this is the blockchain. I said, no, this is Atlanta Blockchain Center. And he said, okay, can you give my money back, please? And I said, sorry, what money are you referring to? Can you please clarify? He said, and he pulled out his phone and he said, this is the blockchain, right? I said, no, this is the Atlanta Blockchain Center. And he continued to persist me and say, he showed me the app on his phone, and he's saying, I've been trying to reach you guys, and I've been using this app here, and I lost my money. And this app, it says blockchain, and you guys are blockchain. And I said, no, can I see your phone, please? I said, well, we're the Blockchain Center. I said, okay, let me show you something. So I go inside the app store on his phone, and I show him that the app that you're using is actually from London, right?
Damn.
So it's a London company launched an app called Blockchain, whatever, in the app store. He downloaded it on his phone, and then he lost his money, and then he probably went on the internet and just put blockchain and found the fact that there's an actual place I can go. And then he decided that he was going to come here and try to talk about to get the blockchain to give him back his money. But unfortunately, I had to let him know that, sorry, sir, I can't really we're not affiliated with that app. We are the Atlanta Blockchain Center, right? So that's the conundrum, right, that you're talking about when people, they start using these apps that are on the these app stores. They don't have the education, and yeah, it's a scam. So I felt for him because he really was upset.
I can imagine.
He was really upset, and I was also concerned for myself because I kept trying to tell you I cannot help you, and if he wanted to get upset with me to the point where he's like, no, you're gonna give me my money, I'm like, I really can't. I don't know about that blockchain app.
Yeah, man, I'm glad that you were able to come out of that situation unscathed with no conflict, but at the same time I think you handled it right. And by giving him some clarification, hopefully he can understand, like, you know, you just can't be downloading random apps and just buying crypto because there are a lot of scams out there. So my recommendation, if you're not crypto savvy, all right, if you don't want to download a MetaMask wallet or a Trust wallet or a Phantom wallet and get you a ledger, you don't want to deal with seed phrases, just know the most conservative and probably one of the safest, in air quotes, I'm air quoting, the platforms that you can use, try to use United States based trading platforms, whether it's Kraken, whether it's Coinbase. Just try to use those if you're not responsible enough to keep up with your seed phrase. If you're not responsible enough to keep up with your ledger. You know, you might have older people in your family who may not be too savvy when it comes to. You might have to direct them, if they're interested in crypto, to a Coinbase or a Kraken. You know, and at the same time, I wouldn't recommend Robinhood because each platform has their issues when it comes to, you know, people trying to cash out, you know. Sometimes these platforms may not have the liquidity that they claim to have. So just know that, be careful, do your research. Don't click on any, you know, links randomly sent to you, especially if you do have a wallet. They might send you links about NFTs that you actually won and all this stuff. Don't click on any of that, man. So just make sure you stay vigilant, do your homework, do your research, man. So B, I gotta ask you, man, what's your thoughts on what's going on with, you know, this fake app, man? What's your thoughts, man? That was a Hyperliquid app too.
Yeah, I think especially with the hype, you know, with that's everything that's happening right now in general with crypto again. I think it's crazy though that the App Store approved it. You know, I think it's ridiculous.
Good point.
I'm sure it's a process that you have to go through, right? I don't know exactly what processes, but I think that's just crazy that no one caught that sooner. And the Joe story, you know, that's crazy that people even would think that you could come and get a refund, right? that's crazy. So,
Into the blockchain, new blockchain.
I remember even when I was early into Ethereum, like, or I said early, it was just like starting investing in it. I was very, very newbie-ish mindset-wise, and I remember seeing a Vitalik video on YouTube and sending it to one of the homies, like, hey, he said he's gonna double the ETH. I was like, what are you watching? Like, chill, man. And then that's when I was like, oh. So I think there's a lot of people, especially older people, who do fall victim to Web2 scams, man. They seen another thing coming. So I do think, like you said, just giving the safe custodians is always like the best thing for people who are not crypto, you know, native, and for those who are crypto native, just benefits of, you know, no shield. But even like I seen Ethereum got a phone recently that came out, so like that just shows also, yeah, there are some benefits of being decentralized, but on the same note, because Apple is centralized, it's like, or Google Play or whatever, it's just like, you should have caught that, right? But if it was decentralized, anybody could do that like they already do. So it just reminds everybody to be very diligent. But then I even think goes back to just knowing when you're doing your research, like what's your due diligence process? Are you looking at just a link? You trust just a link? Are you even looking at what the link says? Do you go to the Twitter? Do you go to the website? Do they got a Discord? Do they got a Telegram? Like, do you do your due diligence? So, you know, I'm gonna just quote this real quick. I ain't gonna go too deep in that pause, but
now you go, B.
There was a verse actually that came across today. In Proverbs, it says that the plans of the diligent lead to profit, but anyone who is hasty will become poor. So
that's a bar.
I thought that was very, very fire.
Biblical bars. Biblical bars.
You know what
That's
I'm
tough.
saying? But yeah, man, so yeah, just be diligent, and you know, don't be as so quick to FOMO in the shit, and don't lose your money out here.
That's right, man. Great points, man. Great points by both of you guys, man. So just know that the Atlanta Blockchain Center is here to educate people. You know, that's what we do. Every Thursday, we got the news recaps that I do. But every Thursday, Cheese, along with Bubba, they set up the session for what we're gonna be discussing. You know, so whether it's AI agents, whether it's gaming, whether it's tokenizing real world assets, you know, every Thursday, you know, there's a session that you can come here and get informed. You know, so that's the beautiful part about what we have established here that Marlon put together. So, you know, just being a part of this team, the ABC team, you know, we all have our work cut out for us, just giving people, you know, security tips, man. You know, so yeah, man. Thank both of you fellas for y'all thoughts on that. We got one more person that want to jump up on the stage. Y'all already know who this is. You know, it's the third member of the TCK Web3 News Roundtable. We got NFTia representing DocuHero. NFTia, what's going on with you? How you doing? How you doing?
Doing good, man. Just had a wonderful Sunday afternoon with my son. Was at a place called Off the Spectrum or something like that. It was just it was a birthday party. Autism play art. It was well, sensory friendly play art. It was super dope. It wasn't his party, but damn it, if he and his mama and when it's time to party, he party. I said, all my kids back then, all of them. But no.
I'm glad he had a good time out there.
Yeah, my dude still turned in the back. But to get back to the Hyperliquid app story real quick. It's funny. It's crazy to even think this, but we need blockchain to manage blockchain. If that makes sense. And this is why, like, that doesn't happen. I won't say it wouldn't happen, but there's ways to prevent things like that from happening. Using app stores or using application platforms like a DAPA.
That's right.
You know? And being able to also not just a DAPA, but then taking it a step further and having some type of verifiable, you know, check mark or some type of like recognition that says, hey, this is this. It'll prevent a lot of that from happening, but at the end of the day, it's crazy. We need blockchain to manage blockchain. We need that 100% verifiable proof that things are and people are who they say they are, and ways to verify it.
Nah, T, that's a great point. Great point, man. We need blockchain to manage and regulate blockchain, man. You know, it is what it is, man. And then, now that you online, that you on stage, T, I got to give you props for holding it down on that panel about AI at Emory University. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all did y'all thing, man. You, Ashley, Joe, and RC, man, I was proud of y'all, man, just to be a witness and there to capture the moments, man. Like, you know, like I said, afterwards, they had people coming up to y'all, asking questions, and there was a lot of legit concerns that people had. But, man, I think y'all nailed it. Y'all did a great job, man. I just want to give you your props. Thank you.
I appreciate it. I thought it was a very balanced. Joe and Ashley, man, y'all so ingenious. I promise. I'm like the high level answers that you guys provided. Like I provide very practical and real life answers, but my goodness, it's Ashley brilliant.
Oh yeah.
You as well, Joe. Damn, Ashley.
Ashley,
she's something different, man. She's something different. And so no, I enjoyed it. And I was on the panel, and I enjoyed it. And I can tell everyone else enjoyed it a great deal. Because after the panel, a lot of people, I seen them like, all right, we got what we needed. We out of here. And then a lot of people they had so many questions for us. Like, we sat around for like a good 30, 45 minutes still just answering questions and talking to people after the panel, even though it was another session going on. So that said a lot. And a lot of people also said that was their favorite one. So.
You hit that right on the money, because I noticed it after the panel that y'all were on. there was some people that cleared out. You know what I'm saying? There's some people that cleared out. So y'all definitely, took the air out the room when y'all left, man. So that says a lot, man. And the crazy part, y'all didn't even really. I think y'all maybe mentioned blockchain like one time, but y'all didn't even touch on that.
We didn't even get to that question.
You know what I'm saying?
There was one question that RC had to tee up the crypto AI combination. We didn't even get to that question. So, yeah, I mean, I think as Tia mentioned, it was a great time.
That's right, man. So, hey, there's some more universities and colleges that need to be lining up with ABC, man. So shout out to Emory. And it was the Atlanta Black Business Institute. That was dope, man. It's great to see brilliant black people, just getting together and learning about new stuff.
The thing too is like talking to RC. This is his second year doing it.
Oh, okay.
And he has relationships with the guy that sponsored us being there.
That's right.
So, this may not be the last time we do as a community that we have the opportunity to work with that ecosystem of the Emory Atlanta Black Business Institute.
No doubt.
Yeah, RC's colleague, he already hit me on LinkedIn like, hey, we gotta talk Dr. Hero. We need to sit down and politic. I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and start trademarking. I got that done today. Cause I said, I got about 4 meetings out of there.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Salute to you for that. And hopefully Dr. Hero is the next unicorn that takes off out of ABC, because we already had Project Pod Labs killing it with Liquid Agent, So between Skylark, between Dr. Hero, between what Ashley built, Quiet Stack,
yes.
Man, listen, man, we cooking, man, to build this, man. Marlon found the Web3 Avengers, man, and y'all definitely all living up to y'all names, man. I'm just proud to be a part of the team, y'all, for real. Yeah.
Appreciate it.
That's right. So, the last two stories, you know how we do. The last two stories, we try to make it more entertaining, because sometimes, we set it off with some more of the, I don't want to say boring, because all of this stuff ain't boring to me. It's just, it may not be as exciting. So this next story I really, really like, because I got 2 daughters. You know what I'm saying? I'm very, very protective of my daughters. So this next story is, to me, a very positive thing that can come out of the blockchain space when it comes to just the criminal activity in this world, all right? And we ain't talking about people using crypto on the dark web, even though they was on this story, but let's talk about it. Blockchain intelligence firm TRM Labs helped authorities in the US, Germany, and Brazil dismantle one of the world's largest child sexual abuse networks, leading to the arrest of the alleged Peruvian administrator and the seizure of dark web platforms serving over 350,000 users. So investigators traced crypto payments through mixers and multiple wallets, uncovering shared blockchain data infrastructure that linked several illicit sites and enabled police to track transactions to Brazilian exchanges. The platform hosts 21,000 videos totaling 660 hours, with memberships starting at just $10. So TRM Labs said the case shows how on-chain analytics can expose hidden criminal networks, while experts emphasize that public-private collaboration remains critical as crypto continues to be a leading payment method for such crimes. All right. So these criminals thought they were getting away with their illicit activity, doing this perverted child predator shit. You know what I'm saying? That's to me, that's the scum of the earth. Anybody who take advantage of kids and like old people, I despise y'all. So, but I'm glad that, this blockchain intelligence firm, TRM Labs, I never heard of them, but I'm glad that they were able to partner up with the United States, Germany, and Brazil to dismantle this operation, because, man, this is a child sexual abuse network. And speaking of that, where them damn Epstein files at, man? You know what I'm saying? Where them Epstein files? We ain't gonna let that shit slide, man. Y'all think y'all slick, man. Y'all want to talk about all this extra stuff and don't want to get to the meat and potatoes of what Trump was really, really talking about when he was running on his campaign, what did he say? He said, yo, we're going to release the Epstein files. We're going to release the Epstein file. That shit ain't never happened. You know what I'm saying? But I'm glad that this particular company, they were able to help out the authorities and bring an end to this disgusting child abuse ring. All right. So I got to ask my co-host and I got to ask my people up on stage, man, what's your thoughts on this particular company and just the transparency on blockchain and people still trying to use it for, illicit activity? What's your thoughts?
Yeah. So this I wanted to talk about this use case because I had the opportunity to be at a talk where this exact use case came up. So earlier this year, Ant got invited to speak on a panel. And it was at nearby here. A dude named Zach. He had came to ABC. He liked what we were doing here, but he was also working in basically like child abuse network. That their company focuses on eliminating human trafficking, right? So they're one of the biggest companies, at least in the Georgia region here, that acts, that does things for to limit human trafficking.
That's good.
And so Ant was on the panel, and they were just talking about blockchain. They use blockchain as part of their investigatory tools that they use to basically crack down on these things. So it was just interesting to hear that at that time, and then here, it's another example of that in forensics.
That's right.
That's what that is. At the end, they just it's forensics on chain.
Nah, great point, man. Yeah, man, it's all about protecting the youth, man. Protect the youth, man. And we out here educating people. And we was out there educating the kids out there at the Promise Center. So shout out to Sharita. So, there was some troubled youth out there. And unfortunately, probably some of those kids who go to the Promise Center, they might have been victims of, sexual abuse or some kind of misconduct. So, this space, man, we all, like I said earlier, we all have a job to do educating our friends and family, but we got to protect our kids and we got to help our community. You know what I'm saying? So I love the fact that this happened and they was able to bring down this ring. So NFTia, what's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, this is probably my favorite use case for blockchain and really being able to wipe out the scum of the earth, essentially. It's funny though, like I keep seeing stories like this highlighted. I don't know, like I'm not a huge T.Gold fan, but he has grown on me a whole lot. Have you guys been seeing what he's been doing in terms of like lining up? He just has essentially been calling out like the number one predator for in terms of demographics for child sex abuse as well as pornography. All of that stuff has been white men, middle-aged white men, working class middle-aged white men, and he called them like he can see them. And he like 70%, and like he's put them up. He's put himself in like the hot seat, as you can imagine. But then also he's also became not a martyr, but as well as somewhat of a martyr, but as well as a hero as well. But in doing so, he's just highlighted like, hey, we talk about we always want to talk about gun violence being a black issue, or this and that, drugs coming across the border being a Hispanic issue. But when we're gonna talk about our issue, and our issue is that white men like little kids, right? So this literally like how he's talking, right? And so I love stuff like this because if they can pull the wool back on what's going on in Argentina, it's only a matter of time
Yep.
And I would love to see, I would love to see everyone who thinks they're living in secret and can do this, you know, in a sneaky, dirty, vile way to be, you know, exposed.
That's
so
right.
I love this.
That's right. Speak on it, Tia. You cooked on that. You smoked that. Word up. You smoked that. B, you got any thoughts on this, B? Yeah, B might have stepped away, man. But nah, man. At the end of the day, like I said, man, it's all about protecting the youth because they are the future. You know, so having blockchain, just being able to trace these transactions and track down these people, man, you know, this is something that is a phenomenal use case, like Tia said, man. So, yeah, man. White people, yeah, y'all got your own set of problems. You know, when it comes down to child molestation, like Tia said, I ain't know Tim Tebow put himself out there like that. That's crazy. But then at the same time, most of the mass shootings, it's white boys. You know what I'm saying? It's just a reoccurring thing. So we know we have our issues. We need to police ourselves, yes, and we cannot act like there isn't any kind of abuse that go on in the black community because unfortunately, you know, I know several women. I'm still trying to figure out why sometimes, you know, women come to me with sometimes they like to share that they have been abused. You know what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate. There's a lot of that stuff doesn't go reported. You know, so even the numbers that we do have is skewed. You know, so yeah, man, I'm all about just protecting the youth, protecting the kids, man. You know what I'm saying? So this is a great story, man. This is a great story. So we gotta continue to monitor situations like this, and we still waiting on the damn Epstein files. Waiting on the Epstein files, yo. Real talk. Want to see who's on that list? Those gonna be Republicans and Democrats. You know what I mean? Like, yo, listen, man, it's a dirty game. Trump can't act like he ain't been best friends with Epstein. You know what I'm saying? For over 20 plus years, writing letters in jail and all that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's just my thoughts. So, I kind of want to bring this other person up if she's available. If she don't want to pull up, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? All right. So she wants to remain anonymous, but just know that, you know, we got some brilliant women here at the Atlanta Blockchain Center who doing fabulous things behind the scenes for the community and other countries, might I add. All right. So we're looking forward to what she got cooking. You know, so maybe we can get her up here after. You know, there's a trip that's being taken place in another country. I ain't gonna blow up the spot yet, but I can't wait to report on that. That's gonna be super dope. So shout out to her. Sir. Shout out to her and all her efforts that she's doing over there. All right, so man, this last story, I really like this because y'all already know I'm an NFT guy. I'm a big collector. You know, I like collectibles. You see the table over here. You know, shout out to everybody watching us on YouTube and Instagram. But I gotta ask my people, have you heard of this platform called Cardsmith? Anybody heard of Cardsmith? No Cardsmith? All right, so Cardsmith has launched a currency series 5. All right, so this is a new crypto themed trading card set featuring 5 cards redeemable for 1 full Bitcoin each, worth over 100 grand. All right, selling for as little as $37 per box. I'm getting one of these. The set marks the company's biggest crypto release yet, offering cards redeemable for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Dogecoin in about 1 out of every 96 packs. I like those odds. The series also includes a 1-on-1 Bitcoin collectible card and features artworks from the creators like Mr. Brainwash and Gunship Revolution Studios. Okay. So, recent funds have turned small purchases into 6-figure redemptions, fueling collector demand. Okay, so buyers can pay with BitPay using major cryptocurrencies, and Cardsmiths confirmed that Currency 6 series is already in development, so they're gonna roll out another series, you know, and they're gonna package in some crypto, man. I really like this, man, because it's just like, you can say it's gambling, but it's a new form of a lottery. But at the same time, gambling, when you invest, your money go to zero. This, you're actually getting physical cards that you can redeem. And I'm noticing a lot of NFT releases now, they're having like buybacks, especially in these collectible NFT drops. They're having buybacks. Like I don't know if you guys are familiar with BZ. Y'all know what that is? It's a NFT. It's a digital NFT. How can I describe? You know, like when you go to Dave and Buster's and they got that crane game and it goes down and it picks up, you know, little stuffed animals and toys and stuff like that. Well, there's a virtual version of that where you can get certain collectibles like Pokemon cards and stuff like that. So that's been going crazy too. So I'm noticing there's more collectibles entering this space, but they're taking a different approach. And I actually like this one. So I'm gonna look out for the link for this, the actual link, Cardsmiths. I'm about to follow their Twitter so I can hit the official link. And I'm gonna buy one of these boxes for $37 and see what kind of collectibles I can get. You know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of cool cards, man. So hopefully I can land one of these Bitcoin cards, man. Should be lit. So I gotta ask my listeners, my co-hosts, what's your thoughts on NFTs and collectibles coming back? And this is a physical trading card that you have the opportunity to win some cryptocurrency. What's your thoughts on this, Cheese?
Yeah, I think so. I like this because this is the Satoshi model, right? And what I mean by that is, there are projects, there are things that are being launched, and they're not having any structure in the way you get the ability to access it, right? Look at OR. Have you seen OR?
Or what's that?
ORE.
ORE.
Yeah,
What is that?
it's like a app where you basically you interact with different squares, kind of like I don't want to say 100% like what you're doing, what you're describing here, but it plays off the theme of interact with something random to unlock something potentially worthy, right?
Yeah.
And when you look at it from that perspective, that is in essence the thesis behind Bitcoin. Your device does some work, a block is completed, and then you potentially get a reward.
Right.
It can range from X low to even a full Bitcoin if you're lucky, right? So
Good point.
playing off the Satoshi model where people actually have the device, like there has to be some proof of work for your bags, right? And you're participating. It could be something as simple as every time you buy a set, that is your work. You buy a set, that's your work, and you potentially get a reward. So that's what I'm calling the Satoshi model.
Good
Right?
point. I like that. Nah, man, great point. Now, NFTia, I'm gonna ask you and I'm gonna ask B, what's your thoughts on these physical trading cards that you might have an opportunity to redeem for some crypto? Would you buy something like this?
Yeah, and if y'all looking for a Christmas gift idea for your girl, listen, gladly
Her.
accepted that.
Oh, okay. Nah, that's honestly, that's a good point. I like how you slid that in there, yo. Pause. I like how you did that, yo. Cause I was like, you know what, that is a good Christmas gift. And then she was like, yeah, for your girl. You know what? Matter of fact, we got you. Don't even worry about that. You know what I'm saying? Cause we gonna be celebrating our Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, and Christmas and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna make sure that we got some dope, crypto themed gifts. I actually like that. That was a good idea. You know what I'm saying? That's a good idea. We might have to get one for the bar chef too.
Hey man, this is fire. And what I'm seeing though, in the crypto like this, there's a quiet storm that's brewing in crypto. In this next phase, I think to combat a lot of what's going on in terms of like just the unfairness in crypto with whales and all these pre-mined coins and a talk years ago, and he said that the proof of work system, it just works for crypto. And like one of the things was like, hey, what if the government shuts Bitcoin down? At that time, it was not too big to fail. What if the government shuts Bitcoin down? What if they do all this, that, and the third? And he said the concept, it worked. Proof of work and blockchain, it works. So people are going to just keep on building on that concept. And even when you start to see a lot of institutional
Adoption.
happen, adoption happen, you're going to also continue to see blockchain and true blockchain continue to revolutionize, because this proof will win. I mean, this model will win, and I think this model is showing that it's not going to die. It's going to be around. Like, we're going to continue to lean towards proof of work and early adopters really, leading the way. So in a lot of projects.
Nah, to your great point, man. So I know that having opportunities like this, like you're saying, making the playing field even for people getting into this space instead of having to be, like you said, on a white list or a pre-sale. These people get, first mover advantage. But just having, a platform like this that's kind of like a blind box feature, so you don't know what you're gonna get and you just have to pay your $37. I think it's a great investment. It's a great investment. There's no telling. I didn't even do enough research on this Cardsmith place, but I want to see if they got a buyback program like some of the other, because they don't give you your full amount that you paid or some of these buyback programs, but some of them pay back 75% of what you spent, and they'll buy that NFT back from you. You know what I'm saying?
This is definitely it.
Yeah.
The other
My bad.
I call it the Satoshi model, but it's, if we just cut it down to just even be more like generic.
Mm-hmm.
You spend some resource, right, and you look and then there's a series which is blocks, right, and you potentially can earn one of those rewards, right? What's the cost when you actually attempt to mine, right? When you mine, what's your actual cost per block to you as the person, right? From an electricity standpoint, what's the cost to you? There's some resource expenditure, right? Whether it's purchasing the card or using your electricity and computer resources in the hopes of providing that utility, right? Capital or compute to a network, and then with said provision, you get a potential range in reward.
That's right.
That's the concept of, that's the give and take relationship of Bitcoin. That's the relationship here, and I think that's where where things could be, to Tia's point, moving back to, because you put skin in the game. Put some skin in the game. Just to show up on TGE day and expect to walk away with a bag.
Good point. I like those perspectives. I really like those perspectives, man. So, with that being said, we got our guy B. He's still floating around, but I want to see if he want to take the floor on this. If he has any thoughts on this before we talk about some of these meme coins before we sign off. All right. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna look at some of the meme coins. Now, mind you, we're gonna put out this disclaimer: not financial advice. Do your own research. Okay. What we are talking about is just for entertainment and educational purposes. All right. So last week we mentioned 4 meme coins, right? And that first one was Stand With Crypto token. All right. So right now, this thing is at 700,000. Yeah, 749,000. That's their market cap. When we talked about it last week, at $250,000 market cap. So right there, you would at least 3 extra grand. So the other one we talked about was VWA. That's a Vanguard meme coin. All right, so they got an $8 million market cap, and right now in the past 24 hours is up 25%. And that South Park token, man, they had $1 million meme. $1 million market cap. Right now it's at 3.6 million. All right. So basically, I say all that to say this, man. Of course, have your Bitcoins. Of course, have your Ethereums, your Chainlinks, your Avalanches, your Solana, those solid projects. Definitely keep those in your portfolio, but please do not sleep on a meme coin. All right. So do some research on these coins. All right. Especially that South Park one. That one was kind of crazy. We still don't know if the creators of South Park were behind this token launch. But still in all of these coins we talked about last week, they all went up. You would at least minimum got 25% more than what you invested. Minimum. Some of these things really, really took off. You know what I'm saying? So just to know that there's other opportunities that you can make plays on in this space when it comes to meme coins, and follow up with the communities, follow up with their Instagram, the socials, and all of that, just to make sure that they're authentic. And, you know, you can potentially see if these people who launched the tokens are doxxed. That means you can figure out who they are. You know their names, you know? So, man, I know one thing, man. I'm so looking forward to, we got some more events coming at the end of this month. You know what I mean? Shout out to the bookstore gallery, because we got a 3D printing event. For those that wasn't here earlier, we got a 3D printing event that we actually are gonna host on the 21st at the bookstore gallery. So if you're interested in that, pull up.
Toy drive. It's gonna be a toy drive / food drive / clothing drive.
That's right. So we take donations and, you know, we give it to the homeless, man, directly. I don't play no games, because even when there's food left over at ABC, they know, hey, I'm taking that down there to the people under those bridges over there by downtown, and then I go by Magic City where the Greyhound bus is, because a lot of, you know, people down and out, you know what I'm saying? And I still treat these people like humans, you know, give them utensils to eat with, you know what I'm saying? Giving them napkins, giving them water. I don't just be like, all right, here, just take this. You know, these are people, man. You know, some people are just down on their luck. So, you know, we're fortunate enough sometimes to have leftover food to give away. And some of those people, when I give food, they ask me like, hey, you know, you got any clothes? So yeah, we definitely gonna be gathering up some unwanted clothes that people don't want here to give it to people who need it. You know, so that's what we do. And it's the season of giving. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. Holidays is coming up. Shit is getting hard for folks. So do what you can, man. Do what you can, and then at the same time, you know, just be mindful. Just be mindful. Try not to be too extravagant around people right now, because, you know, you never know. You could become a victim just for flossing. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, just be mindful of the climate that we're in right now. It's hard right now. And, you know, crime does go up around the holidays too, and so does depression too. So check on your friends and family too. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to this female I went to high school with, man. Her name is Nakia Miles, man. She just recently passed away from suicide, man. And I know there was another conversation with a friend of mine, and he said a mutual friend of ours is going through it. He ain't been answering his phone. You know, so one of our friends actually got contact with him, and he said, you know, he's been in a dark room drinking alcohol, you know, on some depression shit. So please, y'all, this is the time around the year when a lot of people get depressed. You know, so check on your friends, check on your family, you know, do a wellness check, make sure everybody all right, because it's important, man, to have a solid network of people who might be going through some things, man. Even though they might be doing a lot, they might be building all of this, but some people are stressed, man. So, you know, this place is like church here at ABC, you know what I'm saying? Along with it being like a tech school, and also being like, you know, somewhat like a military, you know what I'm saying?
Military.
Military, the way we move militant, you know what I'm saying, as a unit, whenever we step out, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like a family definitely like a family. You know, I definitely consider y'all family. You know, especially you, Cheese. You and Tia. You know, that's like brother and sister to me, y'all. And because y'all volunteered y'all time to help me and help TCK. You know what I'm saying? So I greatly appreciate y'all, man. So with that being said, NFTia, we know you on mom duties. You know what I'm saying? We glad that, you know, Langston was out there turning up, having a good time, you know. And I appreciate you still being able to tap in. You know, we miss you up here. So, yeah, man. New merch coming on the way. You know, exclusive. You know, Bar Chef, he gonna have some dope merch. I can't wait for him to debut it because, you know, I got some shit coming too in this package, man. So, yeah, man, 2026 is gonna be live. Is there any other thing you want to talk about that we have going on towards the end of the year, Cheese?
Nothing yet. I got a couple irons in the stove, but let those cook for a bit before we bring them out.
No doubt, no doubt. And shout out to everybody who's gonna be taking a trip soon. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't even want to. I want to talk about it so bad, but I'm just gonna wait till it happens. So when they get back, we can actually do a recap, man. Because I'm so excited for my team that's about to make this move, man. Man, this is a major, major move. So shout out to everybody at ABC who've been cooking behind the scenes doing their thing. And we set off this pod every week with music. We're going to end off on Max B. But I got to thank, you know, NFTia for tapping in and giving us her thoughts and her time on mom duty. Shout out to our guy, Easy Money Esquire. Our guy B from In-Game Association for the meme coin gems, you know. Shout out to my guy Just Cheeze holding me down, man, and we got some things cooked up for y'all for this 3D printing event that we got, you know. And man, shout out to all the listeners, everybody watching on YouTube, everybody watching on Instagram. We appreciate y'all. You know, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here getting this Web3 information, man. So yeah, y'all. This is your boy T.Gold. This is episode 91 of the TCK Web3 News Roundtable, man. We 9 episodes away from episode 100. We gonna get Bar Chef up here. We hopefully, you know, inshallah, he'll be available for that 100th episode, man. Man, anything else you want to say, Cheese, before we go?
Nah, man, I'm good. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in today. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah, also, again, shout out to Emory University and shout out to our guy RC and shout out to Ashley, too. Phenomenal panel. Y'all killed it, man. Y'all killed it. So on that note, you know, we gonna we gonna go out with my guy Max B. We gonna go with this boss Don, Max B. Let's go. Y'all already know how we do. Welcome home, Wave Guard.
Boss
We wavy, baby.
K3, bitch.
Hold up. Let's do this one. I like this one. Yes, sir.
Boss down city to city. Big Tone, Jiggleville, Frontline, Z Black, and Brandy. Yeah. It's like, see, we street. We go state to state, city to city, you know. Spray that Frontline, problem solved, nigga. Get scared now. Use it. See, and look what you made me do. Just cop the bands in this navy blue. He be going with the 80 dude. He don't come around, jump out, buy Nike boots. No, he don't run around. I catch the niggas slipping, I'ma put him down. Flash the dick on the bitches, wake the wood around. I'm good for now, get the tray, tip the pound. And spit better, baby, make your lips redder. Come on, baby, let me get this up. I'm a freaky little nigga, so let me get the fuck. Won't you let me get the bug? Greedy ass pesticides, PD to a decent. Next one, I bet they like. These niggas must have left they nights. Niggas tried to ride the wave and must have left they money. That shit money, yeah. I'ma rush they life. See the faggots trying to eat, number what they slice. See the maggots trying to breathe. Duplicate the niggas that's real. Fuck them, really, I'ma hit them with the air. Niggas stop shitting they fans when we all like fans. G's on the text too, scary screaming, I'm so high, I'm so high. I got the cushy in the swishy sweet, got the pussy in the healthy sweet, got the Bentley with the burger seats. Fuck 'em out, send the photo up with your stamina, make you walk it out. I don't talk it out, nah, I'ma shoot your ass. DT scooping my ass, DT cooping the stash. I roof your ass, I'm heavy duty, Chevy and it's very fruity. Nigga, I'm very loopy. The seconds left, give me the pill. Got your faggot rap niggas like Millie Vanilla, yeah. You niggas silly for real, think you fucking with a nigga like me. Desert Eagle with the white tee. Fuck your wifey, made her cook me a burger and a bucket of iced tea. Got the bucket of pricey, and I don't give a fuck if you like me. Nigga, I'm nice B. Shit, niggas start shitting their fans when we all like fans. Don't nobody move my shit, it's a whole lot. Treat you like a beach chair, make you fold up. Drink the man, cruise straight, no solo.
Let's go. Max B home. Shout out to Max B, he home. Waiting for that Max B and Stove Guard Cooks. Let's go.
My niggas going on pounds, smoke bring my niggas around the bell. They both we don't lose, and we only got a pound of dope. Bitch, let me stick my dick down. You dope, we don't lose. We can't living on the daily game, ride on the street, just like a G. Now we do it big, we got the ice on that. It's just the part of our business. Stacks while we party and vision, yeah. Automatic start of visions. It's at least 6 figures for every car that we whip. Get my gun in Miami, it's Ferrari does it. When I'm in the air, I'm shopping at Lennox. I'm pumping the home, putting blocks on Lennox. You a big nigga, heavy rocks in my tennis. I show my ass, let the cops get offended. I'm wasting up the ad in my drop all tennis. Track stars and all black cars. Everybody out the mall, one fight in my black cars. My niggas going on pounds, smoke bring my niggas around the bell. They both we don't lose, and we only got a pound of dope. Bitch, let me stick my dick down. We don't lose. We came from living on the day-to-day, ride on the street, just like a G. Now we doing it big, and we got the ice, that's the price of the beat. When I came in the States, I love it. You can share it with my girl, couldn't sacrifice. I wouldn't trade it for the world. She kick me bloody, she give me hickeys and plenty of smush. Kick me bloody, she stuck my dick in with plenty of kush. I be fucking with these bitches, I know what they like. I can make them think they wrong when I know that they right. I done hit them all with young chicks, stronger than me. Mama said the shorter the nigga, the longer it's me. I be ballin' in the street, I fuck some bad bitches, smother my beat the pussy up and I'm calling for a week. Them old they got me cheap, me and the only thing I overseas. And then she busy, take the coat up and the stuff. My niggas blowing no pounds of smoke, bring my niggas around the bell. They both we don't lose, and we only got a pound of dope. Bitch, let me stick my dick down. We don't lose. We came from living on the day-to-day, ride on the street, just like a G. Yeah, we doing it big, we got the ice, that's the price of the beat.
One day they'll remember.